All right, y'all. It is your favorite curly-headed Dominican here with another one of 9 podcast episode. This episode will be dropped on March 16th, 2024. So bear with me as I get my bearings. So I put up a little poll on my Instagram to see which on the rocks cocktail should I try on this one. Last episode I did the, the pineapple jalapeno. That shit was spicy as hell. So the winner for this one, is just the classic margarita. It's made with, Hornitos tequila. So that's what we're going to be sipping on today. The last one was actually really good though. It was spicy as hell. I'm just a little bitch when it comes to spicy. I don't really do spicy. But it was really good despite the ass kicking. So right here we're gonna do a little advertisement for my one of Niners cocktail glasses that it's for purchase if you go to my website, but that's besides the point. So we're gonna save this one for last. So a few things have changed since last time. Actually, not a lot has changed. Just the year quickly going by we're already mid-March. And to me, this year's flying. My birthday is in about 2 weeks. And I'm like, shit, I'm getting fucking old. And you know what? I feel like now is when my life, as far as my accomplishment and my goals, are actually picking up. So even though I am getting older, I'm getting wiser and I am getting better. I think I'm aging like fine wine, whatever, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so we're going to take our first sip of the margarita and let's see how it goes. Tastes like a typical margarita, but it's actually really smooth going down. So I've never really actually had Hornitos tequila on its own. This is the first time I'm actually trying it. As some of you guys might know, the tequila that I actually have on the podcast is the Rocks Terramana tequila. So that's the tequila that I chose for this podcast. But since this is a cocktail, that's a different story. I actually really enjoy what my brother introduced me to. So Mitch, last episode, he introduced me to these things called On the Rocks. So these little drinks, they come already made cocktails, like famous cocktails. Like they'll have the Cosmopolitan, they'll have the Mai Tai, they have the margarita. So already made, and I think it's actually really good. I got a good deal on it, so. Alrighty. So, what has changed since last episode? So I already started the academy for my new job. Academy training, same thing. It's a 6-week academy for it. So I'm really enjoying it. And my schedule is actually pretty neat. It's from 7 to 3, Monday through Friday. So I'm actually off on the weekends. I get to see Giselle more often. And I get to do more things with her, because by the time I get home, she's getting home as well. We get to spend the evening together. We do homework together and we spend the weekend together. So that's that. What else, guys? So, a few topics that I have been discussing, like for example, there's, 3 other, females in my academy class, and we have bonded in the short period of time that we have been in this course, and we touch a lot of topics that are like sensitive, not sensitive, but a lot of like conversation worthy topics, like for example, we were discussing the other day how although we are conscious that we represent the companies that we work for, it's not entirely fair sometimes when people get, like, let's say, fired or disciplined because of something that they do outside of their job without advertising their job. For example, one of the specific topics we spoke on was teachers, how it's been it's been a rising case of teachers getting fired for them having, let's say, OnlyFans, right? So even though I don't condone that type of behavior, as having a student or having a child that's of school age, how would I feel if my child's teacher was an OnlyFans? So I'd like to dig deeper. Why the necessity of having an OnlyFans? Why the necessity of having an extra income? Why? Because teachers get paid shit. I think being a teacher is one of the most, should be one of the most important careers, one of the most important jobs, and they are underfunded, underpaid, overworked, and it's one of the most important professions for our future. These are the people that are teaching our future, our kids, what they need to do, what they need to learn to be successful in life, and yet they are paid shit. So I personally think that if you are not going to put up the salary, then leave them the hell alone. As long as they're not out there being criminals, selling dope, doing stuff that endangers our children. Like, I just think just leave them alone, dude. Like, what are they doing? Like, I don't know. Let's say Miss Susie, she's out there. She got an OnlyFans and she's showing feet, for a feet fetish. Why is she getting disciplined for her trying to survive, like her trying to get an extra income? These people come out of college with degrees, but they have who knows how much in debt, and the salary that they're getting paid. Like, could you imagine you're just freshly out of college, you owe $200,000 in debt, and your salary is $30,000 a year? You're already thinking like, I was in college for 4 years, 5 years, maybe 6 years if you got like your master's, and now you got to work another 10 years just to pay out these debt. Like, what the hell? But it's like, meanwhile, they're doing what they love because they love to teach. Because let's be honest, being a teacher, that's something you have to want that. Like, there's no other reason what's the upside to being a teacher? It ain't the pay. It has to be because you honestly love what you're doing. But anyways, that was one of the conversations we had. And it we all agree. But at the end of the day, as me and myself as a professional, if you're out there, let's say you don't work, like teachers, they work for the school system, they work for the county, whatever the case is, but they don't have it plastered across their face that they're teachers, right? So now, but let's say you work for a government agency where you do have to wear a uniform, and you're out there, you already expect a certain behavior of these people, especially when you're in uniform. So yeah, I don't agree with people having to behave a certain type of way because of their jobs. But at the end of the day, you are representing this company. So that was just the main topic of, I don't want to go too into depth because then that's like a whole conversation. Anyways, that's besides the point. Another conversation we had was, I personally feel that the female music representation that we have today is not a good look, because a lot of them, what they advertise is, they're out there throwing ass, they're out there throwing coochie and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, the opposing person in this conversation was just pretty much like, oh, well, you choose what you listen to. And I'm like, in reality, is that the case? Because like, let's say I want to go out and I want to have a good time. I'm going to a bar or I'm going to a club. I want to have a good time. I'm not a specific fan of any of this music, let's just say. But last time I went to a sporting event. It was a sporting event where they closed down a block and they put 2 huge Megatrons, whatever, and people can watch, the sporting event on both ends, whatever. But in between these 2 Megatrons, there's a strip of bars and restaurants, and they all have different music. As you're walking, all you hear is ski, and I'm like, the fuck is that? Like, that music is so, to me, that song in particular is so annoying, to the point where I was like, you don't really need talent to be a musician nowadays. Like, and you see how these people are out there. Like I remember when I grew up on Remy Ma, Missy Elliott, Lil Kim, Eve, Raw Digga. So you had these female artists that they were smashing in the game, and they were up there, you know, with the boys. But I would say out of those, I just named like 6. Out of the 6, I would say maybe 1 or 2 were super explicit, which would probably be Lil Kim and maybe Remy Martin or Raw Digga. I don't know. But you had people like Missy Elliott, which was super talented. She was unique, dancer, a great musician, and just a great performer overall. And you never saw Missy Elliott throwing ass, being like sexual or stuff like that. And it's like, when's that music coming back where, you know, we can put female rappers, actual rappers, not just musicians, back on the game? And I just feel like the opposition views you differently when this is the type of music you're listening to. And yeah, you like what you like. I'll be honest, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I listen to Back That Ass Up by Juvenile. But there's a time and a place for everything. And then like what I want is a variety, you know? So it's like, yeah, that's good music to listen to when you're outside, you're with friends, good company, where you're not really concentrating on the lyrics and you're just vibing and stuff like that. But at what point are we going to get actual music, actual representation from the females in the industry? It's getting to the point where it's like, ugh, like I don't even want to listen to hip hop anymore. And hip hop is slowly dying. But that was that conversation. I'm not going to go too much into it because then I get frustrated and I start to hear that shit ski in the back of my head. And it's just like, what kind of fucking ratchet shit are we listening to? But whatever. All right, guys. So we have a few questions. So last time I did my episode, there were a few questions that were left unanswered. So I'm going to answer those today, along with the ones that I received between day before yesterday and today. So let's get the ball rolling. But how are you guys? Are you guys doing okay? How you guys doing? Huh? I actually like how these mics sound. They sound very sexual. Sexual healing, baby. No, it's not the margarita kicking in, guys. It's not that. It's not that strong. All right. I just got a lot of shit on my phone. All right, starting with the questions from back in about 2 weeks ago. First one is, what are your plans for this summer? To be honest, I don't know. What I would like to do, I have a lot on my list. I have a lot of plans that I would like to do, but I can't because since I just started this new job, I don't know what my schedule is going to be. I know what my schedule will be for the next 6 weeks, but after that, I do not know. But if the opportunity was given, I would like to go somewhere hot, sunny. I haven't taken a vacation in a while. I've had a tough year and a half, both emotionally, financially, and I'm finally getting back on my feet. And I would love to take Giselle somewhere because she has been so good. She has been, throughout this whole process, she's been such a champ. And she's been excelling at her academics. She just recently got accepted into a calculus program, which is, I think, nice little program for the summer. It's free. And I'm super excited about that because I love free. And on top of that, she gets enrichment in these super smart, nerdy topics that I know I probably won't ever be able to help her with her homework. So YouTube it is and tutoring it is. Next one is we should be closer friends. So I'm assuming we're already friends and you just want to be closer. Do you mean physically? Do you mean like closer how? There's a lot of these questions that I wish I knew who the author was. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like people people feel intimidated with me. I don't know why. I'm like super approachable. I swear I don't bite guys. I'm not mean. Like if it's something sweet like this, I would prefer it not to be anonymous because I always welcome any and every type of friendship. Unless you're like weird and a creep, then that's different. Like I just had to block some dude because he started off nice. He's like, hey, what's up? I like your content. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, he's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I was like, okay, thank you. Whatever. And then he was like, what made you, want to do a podcast? And I was just answering all these questions, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then like he just flipped the switch and just went straight left and started just saying all this dirty. I don't even want to repeat what he said. Anyways, long story short, I just ended up blocking his ass because I was like, all right, buddy. Next one is you're so fun to be around. Thank you. Again, I'm assuming that's somebody I know. So my daughter thinks I'm fun to be around. Let's see. We should talk more often. I'm assuming it's probably the same person. I don't know. Because they have bad grammar. So work on your grammar, then maybe we could be friends. How's working out feeling? Does it feel pointless or kind of stress reliever? My workouts are never pointless. I always feel it the next day, especially after legs day when I can't get up from the toilet and I'm just like fighting for my life to get out of bed. So I know it's working. I do have all these different things to try and get me to heal faster because I can't afford to be like, my back, my legs, my thighs, everything, my calves. I have like the little rolling pin that helps out. I stretch a lot. I have recovery things to help me out. Protein shakes, they help out a lot. So yeah, they're never pointless. I really feel good afterwards because it's definitely a stress reliever. Especially when like you're maxing out your weights and you feel like you can't go any further and you're just like pushing it. That's such a relief, man. Who's your best friend? I actually have a few. And they are mostly guys. So I have 3 guy best friends and 1 close female friend. I tend to stay away from female friends because they're kind of like dramatic. So the only way I would be super close with a female is if she has the same mentality as me. Like, I think like one of the boys. And you know who you are. I'm not naming names. She thinks like one of the boys. And her and I are so alike. So, and another thing is like, I prefer sincerity. She's not afraid to call me out of my shit and vice versa. And I feel like that's the best way to have a transparent friendship. Like, stop sugarcoating shit. Stop hiding shit. Stop holding shit in. As long as you say it respectfully, I don't see why somebody would get mad for you saying something. And then the next one is like you plus me, ? I'm not good at math, so I'm gonna just keep that one rolling. You are so attractive. Thank you. That's the end of that. Thank God. Anyone you miss right now? I miss my mom a lot. Even though like when we're together, we bash heads a lot. We clash heads. I miss her dearly. She's like such a trip, but I miss that. I miss that bond we have. And even though we're still close, we FaceTime literally every day for like 3 hours, maybe even twice a day, like especially when I'm off on the weekends. I'm off on the weekends. So anyways, even when I'm off, like when I wake up, I'll call her and I'll like go through my morning routines with her. Like I'll be on FaceTime brushing my teeth, peeing, making coffee, just talking shit until it's like, oh shit, my phone is on. I'll call you back, Mom. It's always the case. And she's like, yeah, I forgot to charge my phone. I'll call you back. So we're super close. Same way me and Mitch are super close. Me and Mitch will talk all the time. We say good morning every day. We say good night every night. And we're just super close. So that's the person I miss the most right now. Next question is, you're my biggest crush this year right now. Not gonna lie. Thank you. We're only 3 months into the year, so. But thank you. I'm super flattered. I'm not one to take compliments very well. I get like super how do I say like I start to melt. I'm like my head, like my neck goes in and I'm just like thank you. I get all weird and shit. I don't know how to accept compliments, but I truly do appreciate it. I don't see myself as, oh my God, she's so pretty. Oh my God, she's so hot. I don't see myself that way. I just see myself like an average person, and any compliments or any comments towards my beauty or whatever you guys see I dearly appreciate it. If you could punch someone in the face without getting arrested, who would it be? There's a list. There's a long list, but at the tippity top of the list, who's at the tippity top? You know what? I have a winner. Even though I have a very extensive list, at the tippity top of my list right now, it would have to be the people of New York City Housing Authority, because the shit y'all putting my mother through, I swear to gosh, you guys are so punchable right now. If New York City Housing Authority had a face, I would guarantee I would punch it repeatedly. Anyways, that's a whole different story. I put that on my TikTok. But I'm going to keep on blasting it on social media until my mother's living arrangement or my mother's living conditions improve, better yet, because the way that they have her living is insane for a person her age and a person who retired from the city of New York City. Like, she was a New York City employee. I'm not saying she deserved preference over everybody else, but the fact that this woman came to this country straight to work, did not live off the government, and she raised law-abiding citizens, children. And on top of that, she raised 2 more kids. And the fact that she has to deal with this shit, it just breaks my heart. And it's really upsetting. So, all right. So, something people wouldn't know about you if you didn't say it. Like, a lot of things people don't know is, well, maybe you guys might be able to tell, but I'm a super tomboy, and I'm not girly at all. Although I do like to get, prettied up, and I like to go out and be outside. However these young folks say it. I like to be outside once in a blue. And when I do, I dress really nice. I dress really girly. And me visto como una puti puerca. But I like to dress comfortable. I like to dress in sneakers. I like to dress in loose jeans. I like to wear hats. That's just me. I just like to be comfortable. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I do girly things. I get my nails done. But that's just how I feel. I do play video games like PS, Switch. This is a big gaming household. My daughter has the systems. I live through her. So whatever she wants when it comes to gaming and entertainment, I get it for her. So she has the Switch game. She loves playing the Xbox, the PlayStation, all that. And so do I. It's just, I don't have time for it because, school, work, and all the other shit. What's your turnoff? In a guy, I would say turnoff is cigarettes, definitely. I hate smokers. Just because you stink. Like, I'm sorry, but if you smoke cigarettes, you stink. Everything about you stinks. Your car stinks. Your house stinks. Your clothes. Blech, your breath. And I would say, as far as emotions or stuff like that, like personalities, I do not like self-centered people in the sense of me. Like, it's okay to be selfless, but I do not like selfish. So that's that. What's your playlist like? Girl or guy, whatever. My playlist ranges from anywhere from Gilberto Santa Rosa to Biggie, over to, oh my God, I found this new artist on TikTok and Instagram that I am completely in love with his new music. Or he's a new artist. His name is Teddy Swims. My gosh, his music. He has this one song that I'm like super geeking over. It's called Lose Control. It is amazing. I tried to look him up to see if he's going to be here in Orlando. His fucking tickets are so expensive, and he's going to be at the Hard Rock around my birthday. And I was like, oh my God, let's go. But then I'm like, $400 for a ticket? I was like, no, mijo, no, mi amor. Tú sabes lo que yo tengo que trabajar para yo ganarme $400? No, I'm sorry. But his music is amazing. His voice is just... Only way I can describe his voice, if you look him up, it's called Teddy Swim. He's called Teddy Swims. His song that I'm in love with is called Lose Control. The most accurate description to me is like someone with a beautiful voice singing in an empty parking lot, like in an empty enclosed parking lot. Just imagine how that would sound, like that echo, that voice, you know. Oh my God, just imagine that. And that's how he sounds. Go check him out, please, please, please. Anyways, but yes, sorry, I derailed a little bit. So that's just what my playlist looks like. It could go anywhere from salsa to DMX to, and that's the beauty of growing up in New York and being a Latina. Growing up in New York, you get to I experienced the hip hop in the 90s, you know, because my brother, he's 7 years older than me. So all he used to listen to when I was like 6 or 7 was Tupac, Biggie, and stuff like that. And I grew up with that, you know. And then my mom, on the other end, she would listen to Yo Se Te Ve en la Patrulla 15. She would listen to Los Hermanos Rosario, Toño Rosario, things like that. So the spread of music that I listen to, that I have on my Apple Music, is ridiculous. And I can go, I think, I don't even know how many songs I got, but I can go days listening to music, and it's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Growing up as a Latina in New York City, and just naturally being enriched by all these different types of music growing up, it's amazing, and I think it's an experience that's unmatched. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Hustling, winning, doing big shit? No. Ideally, I like, so far this job, I don't see myself outside of it. I love it, but I would like to exercise my degree. Again, anything can change. Let's say I love this job and it's, you know, it pays very well, but you always, I call it like the 7-year itch. You always get this itch where you want to do something different. But hopefully this job, how should I say, it fulfills all my desires career-wise that I don't have to explore outside of it. So, but as far as in general, I do see myself hustling, whether it's still doing this. I pray that I can still be at, 5 years from now, creating content and just living my dream, because I've always wanted to do a podcast. Not always, I'm exaggerating. For the past 2 years, I've been thinking about creating a podcast. So since then, I've been wanting to do this. So in 5 years, hopefully, I will have a bigger fan base. I will be able to continue with the raw content and just living good. But overall, I would love to be in the financial standing. Like I said on my last episode, my goal is to be in the financial standing of being able to 100% take care of my mom, to the point where we go to a store and not look at price tags. Mom, you want that? You got it. It's yours. That's my dream, because growing up, she did everything. She sacrificed everything to give us the future that we have. And because of her, I'm able to provide a future for my daughter. So I just want to repay her. That's that. And then how tall am I? I am 5'9". I'm a tall bitch, I know. So, which is why I love tall men. Because I want to be able to wear heels when I'm not wearing sneakers. I want to be able to wear heels. And I want to be able to hold your hand and not look like I'm holding my son's hand. I want to be able to wear heels and not have to look at the top of your head. I want to be able to wear heels and, yeah. Anyways, so not that I wear heels often, but I don't want to be looking at your forehead, when we're standing facing each other. But I am 5'9", yes. So if you are 6 feet and up, you are my type, or you're closer to being my type. And I did find this quote online. Hold on, let me drink some. I did find this quote online. It says it's from Tupac, but I don't know. You never know. People are like, oh, Tupac said this. He's not alive to be like, yeah, I didn't say that. So, but it's a quote that I read it and I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, I felt that shit. It says, just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gained me as an enemy. I'm bigger than this. I still want to see you eat, just not at my table. I fucking felt that. Because this goes back to everything that I've been saying about, people outgrowing friendship, people outgrowing friends, people outgrowing people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a friend. It could be family. Sometimes we can all admit that family can be toxic. People think that just because you're blood related, that you have to be accepted, that you have to accept their behavior towards you. That's not the truth. Like, I feel like mental health goes above everything. If somebody is fucking up your mental health, it is okay. It doesn't matter the relationship, doesn't matter where you guys stand. It is okay to take a step back and be like, this is not okay for me. And I feel like that's something that during the COVID and during when we were in quarantine, that was something that we really, it was really tested. Mental health was really tested because you had to be locked up with these people that you were like, what the fuck? Like, is this how you are? Like, people don't treasure how much or value, let's just say, people don't value separation. And I mean it in the sense of sometimes you might live with someone, but you might not see them 24/7 to the point where they get on your fucking nerves. And by being at work, maybe having opposite schedules, that is your way of coexisting. That is your way of you guys being able to tolerate each other enough where you guys can live together. Like, I miss you just enough because we work opposite schedules that when I do see you, I want to see you. Like, if we're 24/7, I don't fucking miss you. I don't want to see you. Go to your room. I will be there in a little bit. Like, it gets to that point, and it's very rare you find a couple that want to be on top of each other 24/7. At least me. I'm the type of person in a relationship where I need my space. Go out, go hang out with your friends. Like, it's okay. Go with your friends. It's okay for you to go play video games for 2-3 hours. Allow me to miss you to the point where I'd be like, oh my God, I want to see him. And not just, oh my God, this guy, he's on my shit like 24. And I'm sorry, that's just how I am. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel that way. It's just the unpopular opinion. So I think it's okay for you to allow someone to miss you, which is why I'm like, living together is something that has to be very closely examined. And it's definitely a big step that a lot of relationships should take care more of, or should speak about more than just, hey, let's move in together. Like, what's your schedule going to be? So there's a lot of these couples that they work together. Like, you guys work together and you go home together. How the fuck do you do it? I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm sorry. That would be like day one divorce right there. It would be a quicker divorce than J-Lo. Jesus Christ, no. But yeah, damn, that shit, when it's not watered down, that shit hits you. Then. But yeah, that's just how I feel about relationships. A person asked me in my DM, like, why are you single? And it was like, it's by choice. it's 50-50. It's by choice because I haven't found somebody that I feel meets my needs in the sense of that. Like, we don't see eye to eye. My last relationship scarred me so bad that now I'm hella picky to the point where I'm willing to challenge being alone for the rest of my life. Like, I would rather be alone and happy than be with someone and be unhappy. Like, I'm willing to but I'm willing to take those odds. Like, I'd rather wait. And if it doesn't come along, it doesn't come along. But I'm just not going to compromise. That's just not me. Like, I'm at the point where I'm better. I'm doing so much. I'm trying so hard to better myself that I'm not willing to compromise for nobody else. And I'm not saying que yo soy la última Coca-Cola del desierto. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that I have certain things, certain standards that I'm looking forward to, or certain standards that I want to meet. And if you don't meet them, you don't meet them. That's it. You know, I'm not forced to be in a relationship. And that's why I'm respectfully choosing to stay single. Because if I'm not going to go 100% into a relationship, it's not fair to the next person. You know, because maybe they are willing to give 150, but I'm not. And that's unfair to them. So I'm being respectful of their time. I'm being respectful of my time. And that's just the way it is. You know, I don't have the time right now to be in that. Like, I have so many things going on. I work 7 to 3. I come home to do homework. Then on the weekends, I dedicate to my daughter. So it's just one of those things where I do not have the time, or I do not have the time slot to fit you in. Like, yes, I'll have sporadic pockets of time here and there, but that's not enough for a relationship. It's not fair to someone who's looking for a full-blown relationship. And, you know, and I'm pretty sure that it's like, oh, but you can make time. Yes, I can make time for the right person. But until I find that right person, that's just where I stand. Where I'm going to find this right person, I do not fucking know, because I do not go out. So unless this guy's going to break into my house and be like, hey, I'm the right person, then I don't know where I'm going to find this person. So that's just, I don't know. But with that being said, I changed the layout of the podcast. I'm not sure if you guys can tell from this angle, but I did change the layout of the podcast. I have, I wind up getting another Rode microphone because I love it so much. So thank you to Francisco for this one. This is, even though they're the same fucking microphone, this one will forever be my microphone. And I ended up getting another microphone. So you can see I got a different mic holder. It's a floor mic stand. I got the same setup for the guest microphone, and I'm looking forward to having someone. The only reason I haven't really been pushing to getting a guest on the show is because I'm still working on getting the things. You know, I don't want to go broke. Again, these things are very expensive, because when you buy the microphone alone costs like $100+. And then you have to buy the wires. You have to buy the stand. You have to buy this. You have to buy that. The interface alone costs $200. So it's money, you know. But I'm investing because I do want to give good quality, and I do want you guys to be able to hear every single thing that I'm saying, even when my lips are smacking together like that. I want you guys to hear every fucking thing. I want you guys to hear me breathe with as good as these microphones are. But that's what it is. That's me creating content, raw content. And I'm looking forward. There has been a few people that they were like, how can I get on your podcast? It's kind of hard because the people who have been asking, they're in New York. And I am thinking about taking a trip up to New York. So for that, I will be able to create I don't know. I don't even know, to be honest, at that point. But it's either that. To me, it's easier to just fly to New York and film an episode rather than, hey, download this app so that we can FaceTime each other and be on the same. Like, I would just rather, I feel like it's more genuine. Like, I'm meeting people, I'm networking, I'm meeting them face to face. What's up? We're in the same room. We're doing this podcast. I'm I'm a little skeptical about having random guests on the podcast here because it is in my home. So, but that's a different story. So with that being said, this is just a little mini episode. I just wanted to get in touch with you guys and just make sure or let you know that I'm still here. I will continue to create content. I continue to ask you guys for your constructive criticism. From the bottom of my heart, I deeply thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for those who have been sharing, those who have been following, those who have been commenting. And just like I said, I accept all criticism. I love you guys for that because that's how I get better. That's how I know what you guys have on your mind, all the ideas that you guys have. I dearly appreciate you guys. So with that being said, happy St. Patrick's Day. Go get drunk, get shit-faced. Don't drive. Don't drink and drive. Have a good time. And I am clocking out with that being said. So have a good week. Have a good weekend. And I love you. I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Your favorite curly-headed Dominican. Thank you for joining me on this episode.